As the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair as we raise our voice in solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and
Let's have the committee up here and staff, please.
First of all, let me thank all of you for being so loving and supportive during this process. You've been wonderful, and I've been watching the love and support you've been putting out. It's terrific. Thank you so much. Now we're going to do an open eye meditation, and if you will, uncross your legs. You've had experienced one type of healing, which is the laying on of hands healing. Now Gina's going to do an open eye meditation. He's going to send healing energy out his eyes. All of these work on the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual levels. So what you do is just feel really relaxed, really comfortable, and he's going to make eye contact with as many of you as he can. Gene, do you need those lights down a little bit? If we can, like lower those side lights a little bit, because he is going to be sending energy out his eyes, and it will be easier on him if you can do that. So during the time frame, if you will stay as quiet as possible, and go ahead and take that stuff off your lap. Just feel relaxed. Put it down on the floor. You don't want anything encumbering you. You just want to be just really relaxed, calm. Now he's going to try and make eye contact with each person here. So you can leave your eyes open. You can close them if you want, whatever feels comfortable. I also want you to know Gina's one of very few people around the world that does this particular open eye meditation. I know there's a lot of people in India. You have to go a long ways to see some of this stuff, but you're here right here in the United States from somebody from Yonkers, New York. Who would have thought, you know? So be comfortable, and he'll try and make eye contact.
Would anyone like to share their experience either while they were up here in the hands-on healing or the open eye meditation? Would you like to share that with the group?
While I was standing there, electricity pulled my hair to both sides. I felt it go right out. Electromagnetic energy was just, I could feel it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I felt dizzy when I was coming down the stairs, and then when I sat down, I feel like I was nauseated when I sat down.
Mm-hmm. So you notice some of the people went through an emotional situation immediately. We've had people that went home, cried for 3 days, until they just released all that. How many people saw face changes during the open eye meditation? How many people saw colors? Mm-hmm. So just share your experiences.
I felt like more blissful euphoria and this beautiful loving energy, as if I'd been meditating for hours and hours. It's very beautiful.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
When I was up there, everything was going up, and I thought I was going to faint from ecstasy. I was just feeling so good. I was trying to hang on, but I was concentrating when I came back, and I was concentrating what was happening to me. I could feel on my left side of my chest something opening up and then bursting, almost like a bubble and a release. And I've been having trouble on my side, on my left side. And when it released, I could feel going all the way through my hand. And then I felt balanced. It was such a good feeling. And I said, well, he didn't know what was wrong, but the energy knew where to go, right? So
It has an intelligence of its own.
Yeah, and it feels great. I just can't tell you how much I feel wonderful, that I feel balanced on both sides, but I feel like clear, like it's clear.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
I seem to have gotten a real heaviness when I was standing up there, like my feet or something about me was like going deeper into the ground, and it felt like it was weighting me down. And I could feel the sense of the energy going back and forth between you and I. And when you were finished, she tried to move me. I couldn't move because I was having problems moving because the grounded. And it didn't want me to move, whatever. And so by the time I got to the end, my feet just stopped again, and the weight began. And then I felt the emotional burst.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you.
I feel much more balanced. My energy flow is much more, it feels cohesive and grounded and centered. And during the open eye meditation, I could so feel the energy frequency increase and amp up in the room as you were doing that. It was such an amazing blessing. Thank you.
You're welcome. In the rear.
I felt a little shaky when I was standing in front of Eugene. And when I looked, when you did the open eye meditation, I saw a lot of green around your head and a beautiful white. And also I saw a lot of white around other people's heads. It was really beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I thought it was just my imagination because this is the first time I get to meet you. But I did, like the lady just said, on the open eye meditation, I saw white, like an edge around you, but only on your skin, not on your white shirt. And I kept closing my eyes. I know it's just maybe my eyesight. And I saw some, like in front of me, I wasn't know whether this lady had this white, like light. Mm-hmm. And I thought, because I've been having problems with my eyesight. And I thought, okay, I'm just, kept looking at you, just in this light, like a little edge around in your skin, and especially here in your neck. And all of a sudden, I didn't think about it. I just enjoyed it. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. See, visualize if I would have a pail of water and I would just walk up to the front row and throw it at them. The water would spray all over. That's what's happening with the energy. That's why you're seeing that around people.
Wait, any other? Come on. Experiences.
When I was doing the healing, when I was up there, I experienced intense energy, feeling the vibrations all the way through, and my hands and feet became very warm, which is increasing the circulation, and they feel so good since I suffer from carpal tunnel and plantar fasciitis. So you've relieved the pain again, and it's blessed my life for the last 20 plus years with so many different stories, including my son. So many stories on that too. Let me know when you want to hear those. Thank you.
How many people experienced heat? Anybody in their hands? Did you feel heat in the hands? A lot of people were very feeling on that. You felt heat in the hands.
Gene, I didn't feel anything with the eye contact or in front. I have fibromyalgia, so maybe that had something to do with it, blocking the energy in the chakras, and not so I wouldn't feel energy properly. I don't know.
There's food for everyone. I've had people say exactly what you're saying, and about 2 days later they says, geez, what happened to my problem? So, I wish I could guarantee you. Some people feel, some people see, some people know. It's different with every person. Mm-hmm. And I've also had the situation where somebody would call up and say, Gene, 10 years ago you worked on me and got rid of this particular problem, but now I got it back. I said, well, what did you do different? Nothing. Is that your answer? Okay.
When you said, when you asked for names to heal someone, and you have someone that you want healed, and I told you the name of my brother, he's had 4 strokes, and when you were doing the healing, I just felt this sob come up, and I just held it back. And then when I went up there, I just shocked that I guess it was like a flood of love.
Yes.
And I just started sobbing.
Just released it.
Which shocked me.
Yeah, good. That's nice. Very good.
Now, didn't I mention there was going to be joy in this room? Let me sing a song. I danced in the morning. when the world was begun, and I danced in the moon and the stars and the sun, and I came down from heaven and I danced on the earth. At Bethlehem I had my birth. Dance then, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he, and I'll lead you all, wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. I danced for the scribe and the Pharisee, but they would not dance and they would not follow me. I danced for the fishermen, for James and John. They came with me and the dance went on. Dance then, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he, and I'll lead you all, wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. I danced on the Sabbath, and I cured the lame. The holy people said that it was such a They whipped me and stripped me and hung me high, and they left me there on the cross to die. I danced on a Friday when the sky turned black. Well, it's hard to dance with the devil on your back. They buried my body and they thought I'd gone, but I am the dance and still go on. Dance then, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he, and I'll lead you all, wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. They cut me down and I leapt up high. I am the light that'll never, never die. I'll live in you if you live in me. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. Dance then, wherever you may be. Well, I am the Lord of the dance, said he, and I'll lead you all, wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he.
Fantastic as ever, Michelle. Thank you. I'd like to tell you one more story. And this is a story about a young man. His name was Andy. Andy was a teenager. And one day his father knocked on my door and he says, I want you to work on my son. His name is Andy. And I looked at this boy, and he was such a physical shape from leukemia that he couldn't even wear shoes because his feet were so swollen. Needless to say, his internal body was swollen as well, and he was starving to death. And his dad told me, he says, you know, on the way over here, I gave him a little piece of chocolate, and he just couldn't even take that. So at this particular time, I had a healing center in San Diego, and I had an 8-room house, actually. There's a big story behind that I rented, and I had it full of furniture. I had 1 recliner and 4 folding chairs, because that's all I could afford at the time. So I put Andy in the recliner, and I started to work on him. And about 15 20 minutes he went into La La Land. And I walked out of the room and I'm talking with his dad. And every once in a while I check back at Andy. And I said, geez, I don't know what's going on with me, but all I could see is chicken. Chicken kept coming into my mind. Chicken. So I don't know, I didn't think I was that hungry, you know. So after working on Andy for a while, maybe about an hour and a half, he come out of it. And his dad took him under his wing and took him home. And about selling my pickup truck, which was something in itself right there. And I'm going to go to Children's Hospital here in San Diego. And I'm going to greet all the parents that come in with children like me and tell them it's not your fault. This is something that child has to go through. But you ought to be fortunate enough to know that God picked you out to be that child's parent. And here's a teenager, 16 years old, 17 years old, talking like that. And I said, well, Andy, give it some thought. He says, no, that's what I'm going to do, period. That's what I'm going to do. Sure enough, he sold his truck, and he left school, left high school, and he spent every moment he had in Children's Hospital. It got to the point where the doctors and the psychiatrists and everybody and their brother were recommending the parents to come and talk to Andy. And he'd sit there and he'd have, you know, have his office there in the waiting room of the hospital. And he would talk to these parents, and they were much better off listening to this boy because he was a product of what he was talking about. So finally, he ended up in the hospital, and I used to go see him every night. And he says, Gene, he says, do me a favor. He says, I want you to write my will. I said, I'm not writing your will. He says, I want you to write my will. So naturally. And the next day, I was in I don't know what, that music store in Carlsbad, big record store, and I'm rummaging through the things looking for a tape. And this tape jumps out at me like somebody threw it at me, and it has laughter on it. I said, "Oh, this would be great to bring the aunt to listen to it at night to make him feel a little better." So I brought it over that night, and I was playing it for him. We're laughing so much, you know. And he says, "Wouldn't it be nice if everybody in the hospital could hear this?" And I said, uh-oh, you're not going to get me involved in that one. He says, yeah, he says, I'll call the nurse, and he presses the button. You go out and put that in the PA system. I said, okay, we only go around once, right? So in comes the nurse, and out I go, and I could see him through the glass there, stalling her, and I'm plugging in. I didn't know what I was doing. I was pressing all the buttons and came back into Andy's room, and all of a sudden you hear, ha, ha, ha. You hear, ha, 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 ha. Then there'd be 2 people, ha, 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 3 people, 4 people. And just walking through the hall, the children, these infants in these cribs are laughing. So, you know, till today they still don't know who did it, but they had a good time. Andy was right on the day, to the day he said he passed away. And in his will, he wanted a ceremony and a party. He even named the rock and roll records he wanted to hear. And the ceremony was on a little hill, maybe about 20, 30 miles from his house. And we all had these helium balloons. And during the ceremony, we released the balloons to release Andy to his highest good. And then we went back to the house. to enjoy the party that Andy planned. And I'm standing there in the living room with his dad, and we're talking, and we look out to the backyard, and through the glass door, there's a balloon there. We're talking 25 miles away. A helium balloon at that level, not lifting up. His dad went out, got the balloon, and brought it back in the house. The balloon went right over to where Andy used to sit to watch TV. So he came to his own party. That's the story about Andy. Yeah. We're going to, excuse me, I get very emotional when I tell that one. We're going to do a little, what we call the passing on of the light. Each one of you will get a candle, and due to the fire regulations, we're not allowed to light them. But we'll simulate lighting them, and we'll go through the whole procedure. And Michelle is going to play a song for us that was specially written for the Healing Light Festival for this particular thing. So the candles will be passed out now. And what I'd like you to do on the catcher of the candle is that may love and light fill your being. What I'd like you to do is, if we were allowed to light them, the front row would get up and turn around and light the second row and say, may love and light fill your being. And the second row would do the third and fourth and so on. So just go through that, if you will, okay? So after you get your candle, we'll just stand. And I'll take one too. Thank you. I'm going to simulate lighting the committee's candles, and then they'll go to the front row and simulate lighting the front row, okay? Come on down. You want to do? I normally say, is everybody lit, but I can't say that.
John, did you get a candle? Did you?
Why don't you guys come up here? I can only reach so far. May love and light fill your being. 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 Love and light fill your being. May love and light fill your being. Please go past the light. Just the front row there. And after you get lit, stand please and turn and light the people behind.
Go ahead and do it. Lighter candle again.
And after you get lit, turn face forward, please. Thank you.
stretching to infinity. Light behind me, light before me. Light from the floor, light from the window, light from the doors, light from the corners, light from the walls, light from the building, light from the walls, light from the cities you see outside, light from the beach and the countries.
As we raise our candles high, our prayer for today will be, let no mother's child go without food or shelter, no matter where they are in this universe. And remember, all the darkness in the world cannot put out the light of one candle. Thank you. Feel free to take these home with you as a souvenir of the Healing Light Festival of '07. What are you doing for time-wise?
Yeah, we've got plenty of time. Just wanted to mention to you, Gene's booth is number 91. And please come down. He's going to do a book signing today at 3 o'clock. And we'd love to have you also. He has the open eye meditation that you experienced here, he has on a DVD. And what's really wonderful about this is actually on a DVD, you can get a similar experience that you had today. It's pretty wild. I never thought that would be the case. So. And he has a lot of other things there that you might want to purchase from him today.
Okay, just there's a couple. Okay, there's a couple. There's a few people who came in who a little bit late and didn't get healing.
And if you want to stay to come and get the healing, we can get that for you right now. So if you come forward and you hadn't already received a healing.
And I'd like to thank the committee for their tireless work. And God bless you, and safe trip home, and have a great day.
Who have it, you can come over here.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thousands of pictures of me together. Sure. Yeah, but I could take one of them in the hospital, because that's where he's been at Cedars. No problem. Yeah? All right. Is there any way to get you to